Dean Ambrose is back in WWE. Seth Rollins just pulled off the impossible and brought back the lunatic fringe for the WrestleMania 42 contract signing. The Shield reunion we've been dreaming about just became reality, and the wrestling world will never be the same. Let's break this down right now. What's going on, Suplex Rumble family? Welcome to the #1 destination for wrestling breakdowns that matter. If you're still picking your jaw up off the floor after what just happened at this WrestleMania 42 contract signing, you're in exactly the right place. New to the channel? Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell because this is history, and you don't want to miss a second of our coverage. And if this moment gave you goosebumps, show some love with that like button. Before we dive into the absolute madness of this contract signing, we need to understand the journey that got us here, because this moment is years in the making. WrestleMania 42 is on the horizon, the grandest stage of them all. The biggest event in professional wrestling. The show where legends are made and history is written. And this year's card is shaping up to be one of the most stacked in WrestleMania history. Seth Rollins has been in the thick of a brutal program leading up to this moment. After that shocking alliance with Roman Reigns against CM Punk on Valentine's Day, things have gotten complicated. The landscape of WWE has been shifting constantly, alliances forming and breaking, and Seth has found himself in a position where the odds are increasingly stacked against him. Meanwhile, the wrestling world has been buzzing with speculation about potential surprise appearances at WrestleMania. Every year, fans wonder who's coming back? What legends will make an appearance? What moment will steal the show? But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected this. Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, the Lunatic Fringe, the Kingpin. Whatever name you know him by, he's one of the most beloved, most unpredictable, and most electrifying performers in wrestling history. His departure from WWE years ago left a massive hole in the roster, and fans have been hoping, praying, for his return ever since. The Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, they're not just a faction. They're iconic. They changed WWE forever. Three of the biggest stars of the past decade, all starting together, all rising together, all creating legendary moments together. And now, with WrestleMania 42 approaching and Seth Rollins needing backup, the stars have aligned for something truly special. Let me take you through how this contract signing became one of the most memorable segments in recent WWE history. The scene is set, the ring is decked out with the classic contract signing setup. We've got the table, the chairs, the WrestleMania 42 backdrop looking absolutely gorgeous. The crowd is electric because they know contract signings in WWE are never boring, something always goes down. Seth Rollins comes out first, and the crowd reaction is massive. Love him or hate him, Seth Rollins is one of the absolute best performers in the world, and heading into WrestleMania 42, he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. Seth gets in the ring, and you can see it on his face, he's focused, he's intense, but there's something else. There's a look in his eyes that says he's got something up his sleeve. Seth Rollins is the architect for a reason, he's always thinking 3 steps ahead. His opponent for WrestleMania 42 comes out next, and without getting into specific names that might change, let's just say this is a major match with major implications. This isn't a throwaway bout, this is a grudge match, a personal war, the kind of fight that gets people to buy tickets. The two men are in the ring, the contract is on the table between them, and the tension is palpable. You could cut it with a knife. The crowd is chanting, the anticipation is building, and the authority figure overseeing this signing is trying to keep things professional. Both men exchange words, harsh words. The trash talk is intense. There are accusations, there are threats, there's that beautiful back and forth that makes contract signings must-see TV. The crowd is eating every second of it up. They reach for their pens. This is it. The match is about to be officially signed for WrestleMania 42. Both men sign the contract, and you think okay, this is done, they'll shake hands or brawl or whatever happens next. But then Seth Rollins grabs the microphone, and he says something that makes the entire arena go silent. He says, before we make this official, there's one more signature this contract needs. The opponent looks confused. The authority figure looks confused. The crowd looks confused. What is Seth talking about? This is a singles match, only 2 signatures are needed. Seth continues, you think I'm walking into WrestleMania 42 without backup? You think I'm stepping into the biggest match of the year without someone watching my back? Oh no, I've got insurance. And he's about to sign this contract as the special enforcer for this match. The crowd starts buzzing. Who is Seth talking about? What's happening? Seth looks at the entrance ramp and says, get out here, brother. And then the music hits. Now, I can't play the actual music for copyright reasons, but if you were there or you watched this live, you know what theme song hit those speakers. The place absolutely erupts. I'm talking about a reaction so loud, so visceral, so emotional that it shakes the entire building. People are screaming, people are crying, people have their hands on their heads in absolute disbelief. Dean Ambrose is walking out. The Lunatic Fringe. The Kingpin. The purveyor of violence. He's back. he's actually back. Dean is walking down that ramp with that signature swagger, that wild look in his eyes, that intensity that made him one of the most beloved figures in WWE history. He's wearing his old tactical gear, the familiar look that brings back so many memories. The crowd is losing their minds. Chants of welcome back, and this is awesome, are shaking the rafters. People are jumping up and down. The energy is insane. Seth Rollins in the ring has this huge smile on his face. You can tell this means as much to him as it does to the fans. These two men were brothers. They came up together. They conquered WWE together as part of the Shield. Dean gets to the ring and pauses at the apron, soaking in this incredible moment. He looks around at the crowd, and you can see the emotion on his face too. This is a homecoming. This is a return to where he became a superstar. He climbs into the ring, and the first thing he does? He goes straight to Seth Rollins, and they embrace. It's not a quick hug, it's a genuine, emotional embrace between two men who have been through wars together. The crowd is still going absolutely nuclear. This moment is giving people chills. Dean grabs a microphone, and his first words back in a WWE ring in years are, "Did you miss me?" The place goes ballistic again. He continues, "I got a call from my brother Seth. He said he needed me. He said Wrestlemania 42 needed me. And you know what? When the architect calls, the lunatic fringe answers. The opponent in the ring is furious. This wasn't part of the plan. The numbers game just shifted dramatically. Now it's not just Seth Rollins he has to worry about, it's Dean Ambrose too." Dean walks over to the contract, picks up a pen, and in that classic Dean Ambrose style, he stabs the pen down onto the paper, signing his name as the special enforcer for this WrestleMania 42 match. This contract is signed. Dean declares. And at WrestleMania 42, justice will be served. Seth and Dean stand side by side, staring down their opponent. This is an iconic visual, two-thirds of the Shield, Reunited, standing tall, ready for war at the biggest event of the year. The opponent is seething but knows he's outnumbered. He backs up, pointing at both men, shouting that this isn't over, that WrestleMania will be their downfall. But Seth and Dean? They're not intimidated. They're ready. They're unified. And they look dangerous. As the contract signing segment ends, the implications of what just happened start to sink in. Dean Ambrose is back in WWE. Let that sink in for a moment. One of the most popular, most talented, most entertaining performers in modern wrestling history has returned to the company where he became a legend. Social media explodes instantly. Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, every wrestling forum on the internet is absolutely blowing up. Hashtag Dean Ambrose, hashtag The Shield, and hashtag WrestleMania 42 are all trending worldwide within minutes. Wrestlers from across the industry are posting their reactions, current WWE superstars are posting shocked emojis and congratulatory messages, AEW wrestlers are posting respect for Dean's decision and excitement for the fans, legends and Hall of Famers are sharing their thoughts on this monumental return, and wrestling journalists are scrambling to get statements, to confirm details, to understand how this deal came together. Because here's the thing, Dean Ambrose returning to WWE wasn't just a surprise for the fans, it caught most of the wrestling media off guard too. The WWE